This is the current president of Cameroon. He's 91 years old and has been in power for 43 years. How did he get there? Why is he still there? And what will happen when he finally kicks the bucket? Cameroon is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Despite being a beautiful country with a lot of natural resources, it is one of the least developed in the world. 40% of people live in extreme poverty. There is no clean water, no basic healthcare, no proper education system. Insecurity, unemployment, and inflation are on the rise. The French colonial system created a massive divide between the elites and the general population. And since independence, things have not changed much. In the 1960s, there was a movement for independence from the Dutch and the British. And in 1961, Cameroon got its independence from France, and Amadou Ahidjo became the first president of the Republic of Cameroon. He ruled the country until 1982 when he handed power to the current president, his successor, Paul Biya, who also ruled as a dictator till date. In the 1990s, there was a major economic crisis which led to protests and riots. And in response, Paul Biya opened up the country a bit and allowed for some political parties and a constitution which outlined a multi-party state. However, this was just a facade as he continued to rule as an authoritarian president. In 2016, there was another crisis in the Anglophone region of Cameroon. The government wanted to impose French on the Anglophones, which led to protests and an armed conflict. This crisis is still ongoing today. And as a result, hundreds of thousands of people have died, and others had to flee their homes to neighboring countries as refugees. So we can see that ever since independence, Cameroon has had a series of coups, protests, and crises. The country is still very poor, and the people are still very angry. So what happens now? Well, President Paul Biya is very old, and he's been in power for over 40 years. He's more interested in keeping his power than actually doing anything for the country. His plan is to keep postponing the inevitable. He wants to stay in power as long as possible. The question is, what happens when he finally dies? Well, let me tell you what the Cameroonians think. They have a saying that goes, when the king dies, the kingdom is saved. So what do you think? Is Cameroon better off without Paul Biya? Let me know your thoughts.